yeah, it's gonna be edited, so it's fine. You can just.
Okay, yeah. If I screw up, you guys have to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, is it going?
Mhm.
Okay. What is your position in the Jackson Local School District?
Okay, my position in the Jackson Local School District is Food Service Director for the entire district.
Okay, and what does your position entail?
Oh, it really pretty much, what does my position entail? It pretty much, I help run all the departments. We have 6 schools in our district. I decide what they eat, what day they eat it. I have a budget for food, supplies, equipment, and that's pretty much what my job is. And just making sure that students get exactly what they're supposed to get.
Okay. What's our school's budget for food?
The school's budget for food, actually, I figured that out the other day, and if I figure out the budget for food, it would be entailing the food, the beverages, and the milk. It's probably somewhere around $850,000 a year.
Okay. And how much does a standard lunch cost? Like if I were to go buy lunch in our cafeteria.
Okay, if you were to buy lunch, it would cost, the price for a standard lunch is $2.50.
Okay. And does our school make any profit on our lunches?
Does the school make a profit on our lunches? Actually, we do not make a profit. In the food service business, you're really not to make a profit. However, you're supposed to be able to pay your bills. And at $2.50 a lunch, I'll just tell you honestly, I'm losing money,
Okay.
okay?
And do you know how much food is sold each day at our school?
How much food is sold every day at our school? It's really hard to determine that because I would have to go off of production records because you have different food every day. And basically we're figuring, let's see, probably about 700 lunches a day. So it would be hard to just determine how much of that food is used.
Okay. How do you determine how much food should be made each day?
How much food should be made each day? Basically, we go, like I had mentioned just prior to this, is our production records. And each kitchen will keep production records, which will tell them, okay, if they were figuring on feeding 700 kids that day, it will tell them how many burgers they had to make, how many pieces of pizza they had to make, and it's according to what they have used previously. And that's how it's done.
All right. And who do we ship the bulk of our school lunches from, or who are the main providers for our lunches?
Okay. I work with a company by the name of Gordon Food Service, and that is my main purveyor. And they're branched like out of Michigan, but they have businesses right here in the state of Ohio. And our main line and our trucks come right out of Springfield, Ohio.
Okay. Are a majority of our meals pre-made?
The meals really are I'm sorry, I keep mixing this up, girls.
Oh, it's okay.
If the meals are pre-made, they're not really pre-made. Everything is done from beginning to end. A lot of the products could be frozen, but they still have to be prepped, and they have to be cooked, and they have to be held. But a lot of the items that we do use in our cafeteria here are items that they will add spices and flavorings, so that's how it's done. So they're not really pre-made.
Okay. Are students ever allowed to give input on menu choices?
Okay, can students give input on menu choices? I really encourage that. They have given their opinion on the menu choices and what we have. I like that to be done because that's the only way I know if you guys like what we are purchasing for you. And I've had a lot of kids that have done that. And a lot of times they'll talk right to our head cook, Mrs. Haas, and they'll say, Mrs. Haas, when are you going to have that again? So that is giving the opinion that they like it.
Okay. How are menu choices made?
The menu choices, how are the menu choices made? Basically, again, we look at production records and how things are utilized. If we put something on the menu, and if it's a positive, we'll put that same thing on. But what we really have to watch are things that are nutrient sound. We have to make sure that these items are nutrient sound.
Okay. Wait, can we redo that one after?
Yeah, let's do that
It's
again.
fine.
Yeah, hold on.
Should I pause and restart?
No, I mean, no, because we'll probably just use clips of her.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, girls.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm gonna put this on.
No, it's all in video. We're not like searching through like 3 different ones. Do you know what I mean?
I'll just put that on that for now.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Oh, it's
good.
fine.
How are menu choices made?
Okay, menu choices are made basically by the production that we've had in previous times that we've served it. And I have to look at what is nutrient sound. And what that means, what the government, the USDA is telling us, what we have to serve you. And that's pretty much how I have to put it together so that it's something that you'll like.
Okay. Have the recent governmental health restrictions impacted the amount of food sold?
The government restrictions impacted the food that's sold? Yes, it has. When we first started off with this, it was really negative. Having the whole grains and the government saying you have to now have 51% whole grain. I started it a couple years back because I saw this coming and kids really bucked me on it. Now it's the whole grain, 51% has to be whole grain. Next year it's going to be higher. The fruit and the vegetables, that's been really tough. But I've seen the kids here at Jackson High School really starting to get on board with what we have to do, and now they're participating more.
Okay. And do the recent health restrictions make your job more difficult?
Do the restrictions and government regulations make it more difficult? Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And that's simply because I have to make sure that everything is absolutely in line with what they want. If it is not, and I am reviewed by our State Department, and they see what I'm serving, and it's not according to the regulations, the funding that I get from the government could go away, and we would fail. So that's what it is. It makes my job real tough.
Okay, that's all we have unless you have any additional comments or anything.
No, I guess I appreciate you interviewing me and talking to me. I just really want the kids to know that I'm doing everything possible to make their lunches as good as they can be. I'm always working with my head cooks, and I'll try really hard to even get it better for next year.
Okay.
Okay?
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.